Hi everyone, welcome. It's Juliet here. Today we're going to be learning how to make this really pretty and super sparkly little component. It's not very large, it's 32 millimeters from here to here, and it's about 27 if you're measuring like flat side to flat side. So yeah, you could put it this way, or you could put it, so that the points are up and down, or you could put it so that the points are side to side. And you could use this as an earring since it's not huge. It's not that heavy. It will be quite a big earring. I'm probably going to either make a pendant or a necklace. I haven't quite decided. I was thinking about putting like a little Briolette drop down at the bottom, maybe. I mean, it's so pretty that you really don't need a lot with it, But I also considered, ignore this one, this was my first attempt here, so it hasn't got the outside on, making 3 and making a necklace like that, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. I'm really in a necklace mood at the moment. I've been making so many necklaces, but anyway, I'll also show you, if you ignore this middle section, I'll show you how you can leave the outside kind of lacy section off if you want. If you wanted to make a necklace with 2 bits like that and 1 bit like that, I'll tell you when to stop when we're making it, okay? So let's quickly run through the materials. This is probably the one that you may not have in your stash, are these Montees here. These did come out of the Potomac Beads treasure box for this month, but you can buy them individually. They are from Potomac Beads, and they are Crystal Rose Montees SS12, which is 3 millimeters, okay? And this is the green opal that I'm using today, okay? Then you're gonna need some 15 seed beads. I'm using some Toho. You can use Miyuki if you want. Mine are PF558 is the color, okay? Which is the aluminum color, or aluminium, depending on where you're from. You're gonna need some 2 millimeter Bicones, and these are from Potomac Light Sapphire AB that I'm using, and I'll put links for all this stuff down below. And then here I have some 3 millimeter Czech faceted rounds, also known as Firepolish beads. These came in our treasure box as well. They were a blue-gray mix, but any 3 millimeter Czech faceted rounds that you have that will kind of go with the colors would work, okay? And you only need 6, and they're only right in the middle here. Kind of, you can just about see them. They're kind of even covered, so see right there, they kind of go around the middle, okay? Then some 3 millimeter pearls. These also came in my box, but they are available separately. They are Comet, 3 millimeter, okay? And then you're also gonna need some 4 millimeter pearls, and I dug these out of my stash. They are also Potomac, and they're the color called Sand. So hopefully those are still available, but that's what those are called, okay? And then you're gonna need some 11 seed beads. Today I am using Miyuki number 4216, which is a really pretty seafoam kind of metallic green color. It goes really well with our green opals and these. So I've kind of got a mixture of like greens and blues and this sand color, So you're gonna need 7 of your 4 millimeter pearls. You're gonna need 12 of your 3 millimeter pearls, 6 of your Czech rounds, 6 of your Bicones, and then 6 of your Montees, and then just a small little pile of your 15s and your 11s. And then I'm using a size 10 beading needle. I'm using Dragonthread today, the crystal size 6, and you're going to need about 5 feet, which is about 1.5 meters, 1.5 meters, okay? So get your needle ready and we'll begin. Okay, so you're going to want to leave about a 4-inch tail, about double the length of your needle, and go ahead and pick up your 6 Czech rounds. Okay, so 6 Czech rounds, and push them down to where you've left your little tail, and you're going to go through all 6 again in order to form a loop. So from the end that doesn't have the needle on the short end, enter in again, form a loop, and then pass through the next bead. And in that way, we now have a little circle, okay? And I'm going to be working in this direction, so I'm going to turn mine like this so that my working thread is coming out the top. So now you're going to pick up one of your Montees. So the Montees have a cross on the back of them, so make sure that you're going straight through. Sometimes you can accidentally go through just like this side and this side. Make sure that you're going straight through the middle, okay? Then you're going to pick up an 11/0 seed bead, a 4mm pearl, and an 11/0 seed bead, okay? And then you're also going to pick up one more Montee. So we're kind of working in right angle weave right here, okay? So if I'm coming out the top of this bead, I'm going to enter into the bottom of this bead, the same bead that I'm coming out from, and it's going to form a loop like this, okay? And don't worry if these are turning the wrong way right now. We will sort that out, okay? So you don't need to worry about which way up your Montees are facing at the moment. And then you're going to move forward through the next Czech Firepolish on our ring of Firepolish beads here, okay? So through the next Czech faceted round. And you have to be careful with these Montees that you don't get your thread caught on any of these little prongs that are holding on the stone, okay? So just be careful of that. And there's a couple places in particular on this where you'll want to be careful, very careful, and I'll show you where those are when we get to it. Okay, so coming out from the next Firepolish bead here, I'm going to pick up another Montee. Again, make sure you're going straight through the back, okay? You're going to pick up an 11/0, a 4mm pearl, and an 11/0. We don't need to pick up another Montee because we're going straight down the Montee that was already here, and you want to make sure you go in where the 11/0 is from the last time. So that's the direction that you want to go through. Okay, so enter in from the side where the 11/0 is. Go straight through that Montee. Okay. And then you're going to go through that Czech round, okay? And all of this, you don't want to pull super tight. You don't want slack, but don't pull super tight. Like, just kind of relax a little bit, okay? And then you're going to move forward through the next Czech round. And then we're going to repeat this same thing 3 more times, where we pick up a Montee. Ooh, that one's a little funky, okay? Where you pick up a Montee, an 11/0, a pearl, and an 11/0, and then you go down through the previous Montee, making sure you enter where the other 11/0 is. and then you go through that same check round that you started in, plus the next one. Okay, so go ahead, do that 2 more times, and then when we get to the end, I'll show you what to do. Okay, so I just added this loop on, went through my check round, and then I need to move forward through the next one, just like what we've been doing. And then here, you don't need to add your Montee because it's already here. Just make sure that you enter in where the thread is already going, okay? And up towards where that 11-0 is, okay? So make sure you're just going through it the correct way. All right. And then you're going to pick up your seed bead, your 4mm pearl, and your seed bead. And then you're going down the Montee that is already there from our last loop that we added. Okay, and try and keep your tail, sorry, not your working thread, your tail on the bottom the whole time, okay? And if you need to tighten any of the loops, just pull a little bit, okay? So I had a little slack there, so I just pulled the next one, the next one, the next one. So that slack is gone. And then when you come down here, you're going to go into that check round and move forward through the next check round as well. Okay, so right now, as you can see, our Montees are kind of flipped all over the place. They are not facing upwards, so that's our next step. So you're going to pick up 2 11-0s, and right here, don't pull really tight right now. This is a little bit loose, this first move, okay? So pick up 2 11-0s, and then face your Montee the right way. So my thread's coming out going in this direction. I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to go backwards through the previous Montee, going through the side-to-side direction, okay? And this is going to help hold it up. And here you want to make sure you don't get looped on that prong right there, okay? So I'm not pulling super tight here. I don't want to like mess up everything, but just make sure there's no slack, okay? Pick up 2 more, and then you're just going to head through the next Montee. And this is going to help them stay the right way up, okay? So we're just telling them, hey, this is the right way up. Okay, and then again, you're just going to flip it so that it's the right way. Can be a little bit tricky because these are so small. And again, just make sure you're not getting hooked on any of the little prongs on the Montees. Okay, so go ahead, do the rest. When you get to the last one, pass through the next 2 seed beads and the Montee. Okay, so you need to go through the last one, 2 seed beads, and the Montee. So I'll come back when I'm at that point. Okay, so I'm about to add my last 2. I'm going through the Montee, through the next 2 seed beads, and then I have to move forward through the next Montee as well. Okay, so now you can pull that ring tight. Okay, so it should now look like this, and all of your Montees are facing the right way up. Now we're going to take a teeny little shortcut. You're going to pop up, so my thread's coming out after this Montee. I'm just going to take a shortcut up into the seed bead directly above before the pearl. Just again, make sure you don't get caught right there. Okay, so just take that little shortcut and then pass through your pearl. Okay, so now we're going to pick up a 3mm pearl, a seed bead, 11/0, and another 3mm pearl. Okay, so 3mm, 11/0, 3mm. Coming out from the 4mm, I'm going into the next 4mm pearl. So just jump straight across like this, okay? And you're going to do that all the way around, adding in a pearl, a seed bead, and a pearl. In between each of the 4mm, okay? Okay, so when you're adding your last 3mm seed bead and 3mm, you can go through the last 4mm pearl plus the first 3mm pearl that you added in that round, okay? So you're exiting from that pearl, the first 3mm. You're going to pick up one of your 2mm bicones, and see this, I'm coming out right here from this pearl. The 11/0 that's directly below it, you're going to go into that 11/0. Okay, so go down towards the center, then you're going to go up through the next 11/0. And this is where you want to be especially careful not to get caught on those little prongs, okay? And then you're going to go back up through the 2mm bicone. And don't pull super tight here or you could cut your thread, okay? So you just want it to be like no slack. If you put your finger on and kind of tug a little, but you will see a little piece of thread right here, and then you're going through the next 3mm pearl. Okay, so you see how you can see a little bit of thread right there? That's okay. You will not see it in the final design because it's all covered up with beads, okay? All right, so your bicone should be hanging out right here. You're going to pick up 3 of your 11/0s. You're going to skip over the 4mm and go up through the next 3mm pearl. Okay, and again, don't pull super tight, like this will all smooth out. Okay, don't worry if there's a little bit of gappiness, okay? So here, again, you're going to pick up your 2mm bicone, coming up from the 3mm and going into that 11/0 directly below the 3mm. I'm going up the next 11/0. Make sure you don't get caught on those prongs. Go back up through that bicone, through the 3mm. And if you need to kind of give it a little tug, you can, and then pick up 3 and hop over into the next 3mm. Okay, so do this all the way around until you've added all 6 bicones and all 6 little groups of 3 11/0s. Okay, so I've added my 6 crystals. I'm just adding the last group of 3 and going into that 3mm there, and then I'm going to go through the next seed bead on the top row, and then I'm going to go through the next 3mm pearl, through the 4mm pearl, and then down through the seed bead just after the pearl, and then I'm going down through my Montees going to move forward into the next check round on the center row. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to add our last pearl on, our 4mm pearl in the center. So go ahead and pick that up, and whichever check round you're coming at, look across the alleyway. Okay, so look straight down, and you can either go left or right here, it doesn't matter. You're going to enter into the next 3 check rounds to get back to where you came out from. Okay, so here I am here. So I just went down and I went up these 3. I'm going to go through the pearl again. And the pearl doesn't sit inside, it sits a little bit above these check beads. See how it's sitting up, okay? So it doesn't sit flat, it kind of pokes up a bit, and that's what you want. Then you go through, once you've come through the pearl again, you're going to go around the other direction, the other side, whichever 3 beads you didn't go through initially. Sorry, I got accidentally entered into my Bicone there. Let me pull that out. Yeah, so when I came the first time, I went to the right, so this time I'm going to go to the left around all 3 of those check rounds. And again here, just be careful you're not getting caught on those little prongs on the Montees, okay? It's so easily done. Okay, so once you get back to where you started, go through that the pearl again. And don't worry if you can see a little bit of thread, because we're about to cover it up. You're going to pick up 5 of your 15 O's, okay? So 15 O's we're using now. And again, doesn't matter which side you start on here. I'm coming out the bottom of that central pearl, just to go into the top. And then you can either push this to the left or the right. I'm going to push it over to the left just because it's easier. Pick up 5 more and enter into that pearl again, the other side, to make a second loop of 5. Okay, so it looks like this. And then pick a direction, go through all 5 of the pearl, the 15 O's, all 5 15 O's. And then pick up 1 more 15 O and then go through the next 5. And then pick up 1 more 15 O and just fill that gap and go through a few beads. Okay, doesn't matter how many you go through at this point now. Okay, so you want to line up your beads so that there is 1 seed bead that kind of goes in where the gap is, and then the one before it kind of centers here, and then the next one is where there's a gap. Okay, so go through one of the seed beads where there's a gap between your Bicones. So come out from that seed bead. Okay, you're going to pick up 1 15 O, and then you're going to go up through the Montee, straight up, but don't enter into the Bicone. Okay, so just go straight up into the Montee here. And again, don't pull super tight yet, okay? All of this is just like, you don't want slack, but you don't want to be like pulling super tight, okay? You're going to pick up 1 more of your 15 O's, and you're going to go up into the bicone. Okay, you're going to pick up one more of your 15 O's, and you're going to head into the right side of that seed bead that's right at the top there. Now, if you don't want to add the lace around the outside, okay, say you decide that this is going to be good, just this central part here, because maybe I want to have a necklace like this, okay. If you don't want to do that, you're going to pick up one more seed bead and you're going to go back down this bicone. If you do want the lace, you're going to pick up 4 of your 15 O's. You're going to go through the same 11 O again, okay, and make a little loop like this. And then you're going to pick up 1 and go down this bicone. But if you're leaving off the outside, don't pick up those 4, just go straight down through that bicone, okay? Okay, so this is what we have. We have a little loop like that, and then we have our 2 15s. We're going to go down through the 15 below the bicone, down through the Montee, and down through that 15O below the Montee, okay? So all of those. And then here, so I came out from this 15O right here when I started, so I'm going to go into that 15O on the other side, and then I'm going to move forward through the next 2 15Os. Okay, so that's the one I came out from. I'm going in the far side plus 2 more. Okay, and you can give that a little tug, and that is now going to pull. It's going to kind of pop this up a little bit, and it's kind of creating like a ridge. Like if you look at the one I finished, you can kind of see there's little ridges where the Bicones and the Montees are, okay? So it's just pulling it forward a little bit, bringing that sparkle closer to us, okay? So coming out from, not the 1, 2 more, you're gonna repeat. So you're going to pick up 1 of your 15 O's, go up through that Montee, another 15O up through that bicone, a 15O through the seed bead at the top, and then either pick up the 4 or don't, up to you. Go through that same seed bead again, okay? Pick up 1 more, go back down through your bicone, through the 15O, through that Montee. It's really hard to get it all in one shot, but if you can, go for it. Oh, I did it. And when you get to the bottom, make sure you, so if I was coming out from that seed bead there on the right, I have to go through that one plus 2 more. And what that will do is it will center that 15O underneath this 15O, okay? So you're gonna repeat this for all 6 of your, where your Montees and your Bicones are, okay? So I'll do that off camera. Just keep repeating that until we get back to the beginning, and then I'll show you how to add that outside layer, okay? Okay, so I just came back down this direction through my Montee, and I just have to go through that last 15-0 plus the next 2 just to balance that all out on that center ring there. Okay, so now you should have, your piece should feel a little bit firmer than it was, and it should have a little bit of a dimension to it. Okay, so coming out from one of those seed beads, you're going to go up through the next spoke, so through the 15-0, through that Montee, through the next 15-0 and the bicone. Okay, so come out from the bicone at the top. And then you're going to enter into the right hand of the 2 that are right here, okay, that we just added, and the right hand of that first one of the 4 that we added in the middle there, okay. So obviously if you hadn't added your 4, you would just be done now. You're just going to tie off around the edge or whatever, okay. But if you want to add the lacy bit around the outside, this is what we're doing. So you're going up the 15-0 on the side and the first one of that group of 4, okay. You're going to pick up 3 of your 15-0s, okay, and then you're going to enter into the 3 11-0s that are right here, okay, and so it's going to be like this. And don't worry if your piece starts to kind of wibble and wobble a little bit around the edge on this round, that's okay. That's normal, okay? Once you've gone through your 3 11-0s, pick up 3 more. And on this next group right here, here's my group of 4. Going over the top, you're going to go down into the first one and then down into the left-hand side of those 2 that are above the bicone, okay? Like this. And then you're going to just turn and go straight up the next 15 and then that 4th one on the group of 4, okay? And then you're going to pick up 3. You're going to go through the 3 11-0s in the middle. And you're going to repeat that. So you're going to pick up 3. You're going down that group of 4, the very first one, and down the 2 15-0s right there, okay? And then turn and go up the first of those 2, the second of those 2, plus the 4th one of that group of 4, okay? And then pick up your 3 and go through the 11s. And you're gonna just go all the way around, okay? So I'll do that and I'll come back to you when I am just adding my last bit. And see, you can tell already that mine's starting to wave a little bit. We're gonna smooth that out on the next round, okay? Okay, so I just added my last 3 and came down through the last 2, the last one of the 4 and the one below, and you can see it's kind of ruffly around the edges right now, so we're gonna fix that right now. Okay, so go ahead and go up through the next 2 beads and go up through the next one on that group of 4, okay? So we're working backwards around that circle. You're going to pick up an 11-0, Then you're going to go through the next 15 out and then down the 2 on the left hand side. Okay, you're going to move up the next 2 again. Go into, of this group of 3, go into the first bead, skip the second bead, and go into the third. Okay, and what you want is you want to pull, and that's gonna pop the second of that group of 3 out, and that's what you want. Okay, then you can just pass through the 15 O's, sorry, your 11 O's, your 3 11 O's, just like normal. Okay, and then here you're going to go into the first 15 O, skip the second one, go into the third one, and down the 2 beads here. Okay, so again, that's going to pop that out. You're going to go up the 2 on the right hand side, then we're going to loop backwards, so we're going to go through that first one of the 2 in the middle that we haven't used yet, pick up your 11 O, go down the next one plus the 2 on the left hand side, okay, and then you're going to go up the 2 on the right hand side into the first of the group of 3, skip the second, and go into the third. Pop him out. And as you go around, popping these out is going to fix the ruffle. So see how it's smooth here, okay? And here it's all over the place. So that's gonna fix it, and it's also finishing off our points here, okay? So when you get to the 3, go through the first, skip the second, go down, go up, add your bead, circle around, skip the second here, go through, skip the second, circle around, adding that bead, okay, all the way around. So I'll do that, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I just popped this one out. I have to pop out the next one, and then I will be back to where I started. So let's just pop that guy out. Okay. Okay, so that is our piece now all finished, and you can just go into the edge and tie off that thread, and then in the back all I do is I weave through the circle a few more times and then cut it. It's really not going to come loose. It's, you know, stayed this whole time, so it's not going to come loose. So that's what I do. I just go around a couple of times and cut it off. And then, yeah, so you can either use them as earrings, you can put them together to form a necklace. This would be so pretty if you beaded sections in between here. I just love it. I really love the colors of this, and I love the delicate outside. It just, yeah, so pretty. I'm really pleased with how this came out. Anyway, so let me know how you guys use it, and if you're in my Facebook group, you can share in there if you know, assemble it into something, or if you make earrings or whatever you do. Again, I think I might use some of these Briolettes here. Like, I just think it would be really pretty to have one hanging there, and then maybe a necklace. Yeah, I don't know. I'll see. Anyway, yeah, go and check it out. If you're on Facebook, Jules and Rose's Beading Buds. And if you're not a member, make sure you answer the membership questions so that a rose, or myself can let you in to the group. It's just how we keep out spammers, basically. So anyway, okay guys, let me know if you make this. I hope you have a great weekend. Happy Memorial Day and all of that. And I will see you next week. Bye.